Hey there, anime fan, it's time for another Sailor Moon Crystal review. Today, it's episode 2, the introduction of one half of the two-way tie for my favorite scout, Sailor Mercury. The episode's plot plays out pretty much just like Mercury's introduction in the original anime. Serena makes friends with Brainiac extraordinaire Amy, or in this case, Ami. Her hobbies include studying, and studying.
Apparently, in all her reading, she's never learned that variety is the spice of life.
In fact, even though she has a brain the size of a Mack truck, Amy still needs a little extra help. So she attends a special charter school that's actually an energy harvesting scheme by the Dark Kingdom. And after Serena finds a mysterious CD dropped by Amy that's actually a brainwashing program, Sailor Moon jumps into action. And with a little help from her newly acquired disguise pen, Serena breaks into Brain Drain Town. But getting in was the easy part. The headmistress of the place is one of Jedi's Yoma minions. But instead of an axe murderer like the original anime, she's a paper master this time. When the action happens, Sailor Moon busts out the waterworks again.
Ugh, this is gonna be a long series.
But with a little help from her new sailor pal, and a mysterious stranger, the good guys win the day. Like I said, this episode is on par with the original. Amy's first appearance isn't exactly an action extravaganza. There's only one brief fight scene at the end, and Sailor Moon wasn't exactly at her best. Her supersonic crying is not the most endearing thing in the world. It doesn't make her look competent, and it doesn't even have the Benny Hill shenanigans quality of the original anime. But it's not that much worse than the original, so I kinda give it a pass. Now let's look at Amy. Her transformation sequence is better than Sailor Moon's, mostly because it's faster.
Yeah, and birds say tweet, what else is new?
The transformations are clearly the animation showcase for Crystal, but I'm just not digging the CGI. Sorry. Sailor Mercury's mist powers are pretty much right on, but she more waterbends the mist into existence rather than firing a bubble beam, which is kind of a neat effect. Personality-wise, Amy's introverted and highly focused, just like always. This is why she tends to be socially isolated and why she needs a friend like Serena, who's just plain obstinate enough to bludgeon through Amy's antisocial bull. And the interactions between these two are the meat of the episode. That's one thing I've always liked about Sailor Moon. Despite being named after the title character, victories are usually a team effort. And I can explain who brings what to the table in terms of both strengths and weaknesses. In her civilian form, Amy, instead of wearing the same uniform as Serena, now sports a baggy sweater and dorky glasses. Okay, I know Bridget, aka Mew Lettuce,
Salad.
basically completely rips off Sailor Mercury, but now it feels like the original is copying the copy, which is weird. Luna is way more active behind the scenes this time. She somehow rigs an arcade machine to give Amy her transformation pen and Serena the disguise pen. She's also got access to some kind of supercomputer in a pocket dimension. I'm not necessarily fond of her voice though.
Private, I'm impressed. When did you learn to speak Japanese?
I can't?
Then pray tell, what qualifies you to speak on the voice work of this production?
Nothing, but I do have an opinion. In the original English voiceover, I liked how they went with a more mature voice for Luna. In Crystal, she has a higher, more youthful voice, and she just doesn't sound like the wise mentor that she's supposed to be. But I could be missing the subtleties. One thing I know I do like is the design of the Yoma so far. They've both been these creepy darkling-looking things, and I hope that's a trend that continues. Next, Tuxedo Mask is still wandering around town in his formal monkey suit. I can't wait to hear the resolution behind that. It's like if Bruce Wayne showed up at work still wearing his cape. Finally, there's a brief Fatal Framey sequence involving Sailor Mars right at the end. Now it's time to break down the good and the bad in Sailor Moon Crystal Episode 2. On the good side, the interactions between Sailor Moon and Sailor Mercury really help build the team dynamic. The art design was nice, especially on the bad guy du jour, and the Dark Kingdom's spooky castle/home base. And the ending fight scene, although brief, had some nice effects. On the bad side, this is a Monster of the Week show, and I'd like my monster fights to be just a wee bit longer. And they seem to feel the need to dress up Amy in the official nerd anime girl uniform. But if you like Sailor Moon, you should like this episode. I give it a 3 out of 5. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913. Or find me on Facebook for video updates and more. Thanks for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.